Today we're going to look at my Beatle record collection for sale. These are all old vintage printings. I've got them basically in chronological order here. We'll go through them quickly. So here's the Beatles' first live recordings, 1962 Germany. This was the 1977 release of the rare home recordings made. This is a cool one. First movement. This is their early Decca edition recordings on Phoenix Records. We've got the first live recordings, Hamburg. This is volume 1. Here is an original Canadian pressing of Beatlemania. This album released only in Canada on the Capitol 6000 series. Songs, Pictures, and Stories of the Fabulous Beatles, VJ Records. It's got the gatefold cover, pretty cool. Here's an Introducing the Beatles. It's a stereophonic printing, VJ. Hard to say which printing this is. There's so many of them, but cover is in pretty nice shape. Here's another Beatlemania, Canadian printing. Another Beatlemania. Here's Meet the Beatles. This is the American version of that album. This is the album that made them famous in America in 1964. Here's another printing, Meet the Beatles. Long Tall Sally. This is another one of the Canadian albums, not released in any other country. And Twist and Shout is the third Canada-only Beatles record. The second album, this is an American release on Capitol. Second album, another copy. Something New. This came out in both America and Canada after A Hard Day's Night, 1964. 2 copies. Here's the original A Hard Day's Night soundtrack. We've got 3 copies. Beatles 65 was their Christmas release in 64. Beatles 6. The early Beatles, featuring the early recordings from their original British album Please Please Me, but this is the North American version. Help soundtrack with the gatefold cover. Oh, another Hard Day's Night soundtrack, another early Beatles, another Help. And then we jump into the late 60s, and these are really popular. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different printings of Sgt. Pepper, different labels on these. All gatefold covers. From the 80s, this was the 1982 release, 20 Greatest Hits. Then I've got some random albums, Paul McCartney and Wings, Red Rose Speedway, Venus and Mars. Here's a rare bootleg, Fly South. This is Wings live in the early 70s. Wings Greatest Hits, 1978. Then we've got the double album anthologies, the Beatles 62 to 66. We got 2 copies of that. Another Wings Greatest Hits, Ringo the Fourth from 1977. 2 copies of that. Oh, here's another Beatles 62 to 66. I got some random loose Beatles vinyl with no covers. Rock and Roll Music, a double album compilation, 1976. A very rare original Yesterday and Today Butcher cover. This is the American 1966 release, which is very rare and hard to find. And then I have this very cool Japanese 8-record box set from Liverpool, which contains the complete works of all 200 Beatles songs in this special 8 CD box set. These are all available, and you'll see I've got lots more classic rock albums. We got Kiss, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, on and on.